The Yu-Gi-Oh meta is one step closer to being figured out. While there is a particular deck that is dominating the meta, there are also so many other strategies that are just as good. Some of them are actually keeping this meta deck, this tier 1 deck, from winning everything. In this particular video, we're going to be going over the best decks of the format and why they are the best decks. Okay guys, as always, if you want to see more videos like this, then make sure you destroy that like button. It really helps us as content creators. The very best deck of the format I want to talk to you guys about is SPYRAL. Now, SPYRAL consistently tops and consistently dominates on the format. Being able to make a Tri-Gate Wizard with 3 markers pointing to it essentially means that you get a free negation. But when you make it with an Apolloso on top, you get even more disruptions and point it to a Nightmare Phoenix and potentially a Nightmare Cerberus as well. The monsters can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. The deck is extremely powerful, but the thing that everyone tends to sleep on is SPYRAL Sleeper. This card is so awesome, being able to destroy multiple cards on your opponent's side of the field by pseudo-destroying your own cards. SPYRAL Resort also packs a huge punch, being able to consistently get you a SPYRAL card at every single turn and also shuffle a random card in your graveyard back to your deck. SPYRALs are easily the best deck of the format, rather consistent, and can always apply pressure on the opponent. But that's actually what we're going to build our bracket off of. The next decks that I'm going to be talking to you guys about are really good against SPYRAL and just really good on their own. A deck that is just insanely powerful is a deck that I played at YCS Las Vegas. Dinos are amazing, and the reason why is because they don't need brand traps to be successful. Your opponent can build whatever board you make. If you play enough evenly matches and lightning storms, not only could you bait those negations, you can follow with Ultimate Conductor Tyranno to completely ruin their board. That's right, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno is one of the centerpiece cards because it can attack every single one of your opponent's monsters at once. It can also flip your opponent's monsters face down before they can go into a link play, and on top of that, it can also inflict damage to your opponent when it comes to time situation. Soul Eating is probably the next best card in the deck, mainly because it gets you into your Ultimate Conductor Tyranno or your MISCELLANEOUSAURUS, which has so many applications. It turns off any activated cards against your dinos and also allows you to get free monsters to your side of the field. Dinos also have one of the best filled spells in Lost World. If you ever thought that you were going to be able to evenly match your opponent, well, you can think again. Giving your opponent a monster through the effects of Lost World is a lot better than what it seems. Not only can your opponent not target monsters on the field, they actually control a monster, so using cards like Lightning Storm and Evenly Match to break your boards just got a lot harder. I haven't even talked about how this deck does have access to NATURIA Beasts, being able to negate some of your opponent's critical spell cards, or True King of all calamities, because when you're forced to go first, this card essentially ends your opponent's turn and allows you to OTK them. Dinos are a serious threat, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys say that dinos aren't one of the best decks, then I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you like that one. We're back with the puns. Another one of the best decks of the format is Lunalight. Now, Lunalight ranges in a wide variety of variants because it does just abuse the best mechanic in Yu-Gi-Oh!, which are Exceeds. Exceeds have the widest variety of card effects and encompass basically any situation you need. Why not just make a deck that spams rank 4 monsters, and even inside of Master Rule 4, before the revision, the deck is really powerful. One of the biggest attractions for Lunalight is Psy-Frame Lord Lambda. Now, Lambda's card text states anytime a psychic monster is banished, during the end phase, you can add 1 Psy-Frame card from your deck to your hand. It also allows you to activate your Psy-Frame monster's effects, even if you control monsters. The biggest thing about this is that one of the better rank 4 cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! That has been released is Time Thief Freedoer. Being a psychic monster and allowing itself to banish itself, it can trigger Lambda so you can search one of the best hand traps in Yu-Gi-Oh! In Psy-Frame Gamma. With that being said, the deck is really focused on making those huge rank 4 plays. The deck can actually spam out 3 rank 4s and an Apolloso fairly easy. I should know. I was a victim of it. is one of the strategies with access to Abyss Dweller, and you guys should already know what Abyss Dweller does to most decks in the format, preventing them from activating card effects in the graveyard. You can say that the Luna light is off against most strategies. Get it? Moonlight off because they're going to be in complete darkness. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Luna Light will only get better with the Master Rule 4 revision, but until then, you can abuse cards like IP Masquerade to give you free links, Appaloosa for multiple negates, and Cyphering Lord Lambda, which will fetch you a driver, which is a free negation in itself. I think that Luna Lights are not only one of the best decks of the format because of its XE capabilities, I think it's a very splashable deck. You have Time Thief, you have Onomatopoeia, you have so many variants of Luna Light, it's really hard to stop. Be on the lookout for a live duel. There are those group of players that say every new strategy that comes out sucks. And unfortunately for us, because they say it in every new strategy, they're bound to get some of them right.
Like your Cards to Buy videos? What is it? What's the name of the video? Buy your cards before they skyrocket in price. There you go. Don't look at me like that.
Unfortunately for them, they were completely wrong about SHADDOLL. SHADDOLL is still a great deck, and it all revolves around SHADDOLL Winda. When your opponent can only special summon one time in a turn, it can become really hard in a format where players just need to special summon plenty of times in a turn. SHADDOLL Winda is a centerpiece because it can't be destroyed by cards like Lightning Storm, and if your opponent does evenly match you, you just keep that one on the field. They can't even enter battle, so you're even more protected with SHADDOLL Winda. The next thing is that all of your SHADDOLL fusion monsters recur fusion spell cards from the graveyard when they are sent to the graveyard. Whether it's Link, Battle, opponent's card effects, it does not matter. If they keep sending those fusion monsters to the graveyard, you'll keep getting resources. It's also a great thing that you can link off these cards and get back your SHADDOLL fusion, which is probably one of the most busted fusion cards in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Being able to activate this card and then send fusion materials from your deck to the graveyard just because your opponent is playing an extra deck monster, it's just unfair as a card. SHADDOLLs have so much versatility, it's easily the best flip effect deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yep, I said that. Some Terra players are heated. The deck abuses the light attribute to no end. First it was Denko Sekka, now Perform Mage Damage Juggler. It'll be interesting to see what other light monster SHADDOLL players will adapt to using those cards to their advantage. I really feel that SHADDOLL is one of the best decks of the format and is barely untapped. They're only playing SHADDOLL Winda and SHADDOLL Construct right now. Don't forget about Annoyatilis, which prevents monsters from being special summoned from the graveyard, Grista, which is a walking solemn strike, and of course Shekinaga, which can negate monster effects special summoned.
What about Wendigo?
I guess Winda could be a super polymerization target to get the Appaloosa off the board, but to be honest, all of your SHADDOLL monsters in your extra deck can be super polymerization targets depending on what deck you're playing. SHADDOLLs are amazing, ladies and gentlemen, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. You could say anytime you get rocked playing this deck, you got your salad tossed. That's not a good thing. Solomon Grade are still a really powerful deck, formerly known as Salad. I'm not gonna say Salad anymore because that just sounded really weird. The deck is really good because it has a self-contained engine, one of the very few decks that I think can play hand traps and get away with it. Let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, if you still think hand traps are good, go to a YCS and try playing them. It never works out. Solomon Grade did lose Mirage Stalio, but still have Solomon Grade Sunlight Wolf, and oh my god, this card is just completely amazing. It gets you fire monsters from your graveyard to your hand for free, and it also gets you Solomon Grade spell and trap cards from your graveyard. Pause the phone, ladies and gentlemen, this card is amazing. Not to mention Heat Leo gets rid of your opponent's back row and can reduce the attack of any of your opponent's monsters, and Solomon Grade Pyro Phoenix is a walking Raigeki / Harpy's Feather Duster. Players complain about Lightning Storm? Well, you got it in the form of $26 for 2 Link monsters. But that's not where Salad actually gets its strength from. Its strength comes from Solomon Great Rage, being able to destroy your opponent's cards equal to the Link rating of a Solomon Great monster that you summoned using itself. Is that how it works? I mean, that is how it works, but you guys understand what I'm saying, right? And Solomon Great Rage, which can negate the activation of a spell, trap, or monster effect, and can also set itself back to the side of the field when you link summon a Salad monster into the same Salad monster. You get what I'm saying? You understand the theme. It's been a very long time, okay? Solomon Grades are dangerous. They're like a mini Fire Fist deck, except they kind of like do more things and spin more wheels. I'm excited to see them still competitive in the format, even with Mirage Stallion banned. Well, that's pretty much it for all of the decks, the best decks of the format. I know what you guys want to see next. CaliEffect, what are some bad decks that can be good in the future? Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, you guys like this video up. Let me know down below in the comment section which strategies are missed or which strategies are bad with tons of potential, and we'll work on that video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, go ahead and like that video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys are having a great day like I am.